Hello, hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Myself is CMA Vikita, and now today's video is all about we have got with the amendment series, and we are going to cover all the chapters, 5 chapters amendments which are applicable for your November 2021 exams. Okay, so let's begin. Today what we cover is chapter number 1 and chapter number 2 amendments. Please make sure that you note down those particular small topics which has been added, and there are some topics which has been deleted, very less, but yes, there has been a little bit of added on topics. Okay, so for exam point of view, these particular small topics are really very important, because एग्जाम में वो लोग ICA वाले पूछते हैं इसका केस स्टडीज़, और दे पुट ऑन अ डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ एग्जाम्पल जो कि आपको थोड़ा डिफरेंटली वो लोग पूछ सकते हैं, एंड दे कैन आस्क यू अ स्मॉल शॉर्ट एग्जाम question on that particular amendment. So make sure that you study well, ठीक है, or make a proper note on these amendments so that it is very helpful for you before exam. ठीक है, so let's start with our chapter number 1, and let me come to the chapter number 1. As you people know, chapter number 1 is known as the automated business process. And in this there has been an addition of the topic, that is which business processes should be automated. Normally business processes क्या है, automation of business processes, what is automation, what is business process, what is process, these all things it is there in the syllabus. But now they have added on this new topic, that is which business process should be automated. Like in this what happens is they have given you some examples they have given, like ऐसे टाइप के business processes automated होना चाहिए और automation में होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो let's study. It's easy, very easy part. Okay, so what does it say? It is saying, first thing is, what is automation? Automation means something which is done through a software, and you, for example, you are searching on in a website, and in website you are lost, you are not able to find the way out, there is no guide. Then what happens, there is a small chat box or a small software which has been inbuilt, and that is called a help box, right? That comes besides there, and you can click on that particular chat box or help box, and you can just ask your queries. As and when you ask your queries, they give you a written back answer, right? So when there is an answer from a robot, or you can say from a machine, which is called as, the total process is called automation in short. Okay, through an example I said you. So in this, which business processes should be automated is the main question. Technology is the enabler of business process automation. I said you that this is all due to the amazing emerging technologies which has come up in this digitalized world. Okay, so with the help of these technology, the automation of the different business processes of the organization has been increased. ठीक है, तो अभी business process automation has many advantages. Okay, and this advantages is very helpful for the growth of the business, for the profitable position of the business. With the help of automation, सब businesses में automation जब use होता है, वो business बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छे से grow होता है with technique, with technology, and ये बहुत बड़ा world और society और the people और the public को reach होता है. ठीक है, so बट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज, सब बिजनेस प्रोसेसेस में ऑटोमेशन ज़रूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, कोई ऑपरेशंस और कोई प्रोसेसेस में ज़रूरी है, कोई के प्रोसेसेस में ज़रूरी ही नहीं है। बट आजकल सब प्रोसेसेस में वो लोग जानबूझ के दे आर ट्राइंग टू फिट ऑटोमेशन सो दैट देयर इज लेस ऑफ पीपल एंड देयर इज मोर ऑफ मशीन्स। ठीक है, ओके। सो आजकल कंपनीज try to put automated business processes. Why? Because they save time and it is more profitable for the business, and they get more products or more resource oriented, and operations are done very easily. Another thing is if you are using automation, ठीक है, automation आप यूज़ किए हो उसी प्रोसेस में, तो बहुत नेग्लिजिबल एरर्स होता है। Why? Because it is totally generation through an software or an technology। ठीक है, बट अगर ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन होता है वही प्रोसेस में, तो कभी भी कुछ भी थोड़े एरर्स आ सकते हैं। दैट इज़ वाई बिजनेसेस आजकल और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आजकल क्या करते हैं, दे ट्राई टू यूज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज ऑटोमेशन। ठीक है, तो लेट्स सी व्हाट कैन बी द डिफरेंट एग्जांपल्स और वेयर द ऑटोमेशन इज बेस्ट सूटेड। Question can be asked to you people, what is the best suited automation, what are the different examples, or name the few examples of the processes where automation can be applied. ठीक है, so you can say, you can just make a note that application of automation can be applied in different processes like see, for example, you are in a big organization like a rice mill or an manufacturing unit. A particular work can be done number of times, it has to be done number of times. When it has to be done number of times or repetitively into a big or a huge task or a high volume task, that time to reduce the cost, to reduce the more work efforts, they use automation. So what I say is processes involving high volume of tasks or repetitive tasks, means the tasks which has been done 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, duplication is done. Okay, at that particular time, in order to save the money and the work efforts has been reduced, automation is being used and it gives you a good results. Okay, fine. The next process where it can be done is when processes are requiring lot many people to execute that particular work, and in order to execute that particular work, there are people waiting for that particular work to be done. ठीक है, so for example what happens is help desk services or automating these processes results in reduction of waiting time and in cost. Now in this particular portion, like this particular process, when automation is being added, it gives you an increase in work in a better time, so that there is reduction is in waiting time and reduction in cost. Okay, fine. Yeah, next coming is time sensitive processes. What happens is in this particular types of processes, for example, these processes are used in banks. Okay, they are used in the railway stations, they are used in airports. Okay, why? For the mechanism of the particular service or the system which they have to manage while doing a banking service, or while doing a railway service, or while doing a aircraft service. Okay, in order to eliminate the waste time and focus on only the important value, this particular processes can be more helpful by putting on automation. Okay, so the business process automation results in streamlining. Streamlining means it gives you a proper line. It shows you that how you have to do your work without putting on more efforts, and how that particular process can be done in a easier and a better way without wasting more of money or time. Okay, next process where it can be automated is the processes involving need for compliance and audit trail. What happens in this process? For example, you have gone to a particular big departmental store or a DMart store. Then what happens is you want to buy many products. Okay, so when you buy those particular products, you need to have a proper record of what you have bought, and there should be a proper invoice, and there should be a proper amount noted. Everything should be in a record. Why? Because it will help you in making a proper audit later, right? Hence, this can be done when there is automation. And the last type of process where automation is mostly necessary is the processes having significant impact on other processes and systems. Like for example, that in one particular organization, the HR department is related to the finance department. The finance department is related to the mechanical or the engineering department. Hence, one or the other departments are related to each other, and it can be only done when you have a proper message or proper information passed from one process or from one department to another department, right? Hence, there will be proper efficiency and effectiveness of the business process, right? Okay, the next important topic which has been added in our chapter number 1 is challenges involved in the business process automation. What does this mean? This means that what are the different types of issues which comes across when you use this particular automation in the business process. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है, राइट? तो अभी what are the different challenges involved in the business process automation? The automated business the processes are many. Okay, so the first one I can say is when you have automating redundant processes. Okay, redundant processes, that is one important challenge which you should make sure you go overcome it. Okay, next comes defining the complex challenges. Defining complex challenges means when you have a process and that process is a very difficult process or a confused or a big process, then how that particular process should be maintained, how you should go ahead with that particular process with a proper flow chart or a proper way of doing it, that should be properly defined, right? Next comes the staff resistance. Very important part is the staff resistance. What does it say? It says that when in a big factory or a manufacturing unit or a organization, there are n number of employees or the staff which are working. Okay, but there are some people who are efficient in knowing the particular task and some people who do not know, right? So it is very important that the employees get a proper knowledge of what is the automation all about of that particular process. Okay, and then the staff may also see process automation as a way of reducing their decision making power. ठीक है, like for example, there are 10-15 staff working on a particular work. What they can do is with the help of automation they can reduce 10 से 5 लोग कर सकते हैं काम, and in that way the work can be done easily, and with the help of automation they can come into a proper decision making. ठीक है, The last one comes is the implementation cost. Implementation cost मतलब क्या है, how do you actually implement that particular automation process? Will the automation process be expensive? Will it give you like good results or not? ये सब like ये थोड़ा question type का है, ठीक है. Implementation, like if you implement the automation, then will it be feasible for the organization or will it not be feasible for the organization? So that is what is important, ठीक है. Next important topic is a small addition, very small addition of a particular part, that is you have a part called risks in this particular chapter, ठीक है. In this particular chapter there are three types of risks: business risk, technology risk, data related risks. But in technology risk there are some 7 to 8 points, and there is a new point added, that is downtime due to technology failure. This is an amendment. Okay, so this is an amendment, downtime due to technology failure, ठीक है. So just make a note of it. If you are using old books, make sure you make a note, like just somewhere write down this particular points so that you recall it whenever you read it, right? The last important point or the topic which is important is the part called ERM and ERM Framework. Means ERM means enterprise risk management, and this enterprise risk management is made up of what? ठीक है, ये वाला क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. ERM framework. तो ERM is what? ERM is a risk based approach. ठीक है. Enterprise risk management means in an organization how the risk is being managed. ठीक है. तो व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट मेथड्स, व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट पॉलिसीज बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, वो कैसे काम करते हैं, वो इंश्योरेंस कंपनी को देते हैं या वो कैसे रिस्क को कंट्रोल करते हैं, ये सब मैनेज होता है. अ स्मॉल कमिटी और अ स्मॉल मैनेजमेंट इज ERM. ठीक है. ERM provides a framework for risk management. What is a framework? The first point in the framework is it identifies what are the different risks. वो आइडेंटिफाई करता है डिफरेंट रिस्क्स को. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, इट डिटरमाइंस हाउ बिग अ थ्रेट or the risk is, like if you have a risk, then how big is it? A small type of risk or is it a big type of risk? It makes sure it gives you a percentage. ठीक है. Next is how do you mitigate risk, like how do you want to control the particular risk if there is any risk coming on. ठीक है. तो ये पॉइंट्स, ये पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट्स हैं हमारे चैप्टर नंबर 1 amendments में, right? The first one is which business process should be automated. Second part is challenges involved in business process automation. The next is the small addition in technology risk, this particular point. And the last one is enterprise risk management framework. ठीक है. Now coming on to the next part, that is chapter number 2, amendments. ठीक है. So let's merely go to the chapter number 2, that is financial and accounting system. ठीक है. In financial and accounting system there is an addition of data warehouse. Data warehouse क्या है, क्या होता है, वो क्या, उसका definition क्या है, वो सब दिया हुआ है. ठीक है. So data warehouse is what? It is a different type of module. What happens in this module? It is a type of small, as in strategy management you have theory, in the same way in EIS it is a small type of technique or a module. What happens? It is being used in different organizations. Okay, and it is being accessed by the organizations, customers, suppliers and the employees. ठीक है. इसमें क्या है? I'm just saying you in short. Data warehouse means, for example, what is warehouse? Warehouse means, you people know warehouse मतलब क्या है? अब गोदाम और अ स्मॉल स्टोर जहाँ की आप लोग कुछ कुछ चीज़ रखते हो स्टोरेज के जैसे, जब भी चाहिए होते हैं वहाँ से लेके आते हो, देन उसका सेल या कुछ करते हो, राइट? वो है वेयर हाउस. इन द सेम वे इन आवर EIS कॉन्सेप्ट इन चैप्टर नंबर 2 वी हैव अ कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड डेटा वेयर हाउस. व्हाट हैपेंस इन दिस? इसमें हम लोग पढ़ते हैं, हम लोग का जो डेटा होता है, डेटा मतलब रॉ मटेरियल और रॉ फैक्ट्स और रॉ स्मॉल स्मॉल पीसेस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. ओके, जब ये सब स्मॉल फैक्ट्स और डेटा जब मिलके एक ही पास रहता है एज अ स्टोर, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेटा वेयर हाउस. ओके, fine. So this process of transforming the data into information and making it available to the user whenever required is known as data warehousing. Okay, so data warehousing means what? When you have different small datas, okay, they all come together and then that particular data is being stored in a particular place, and there is conversion of data into particular good information, and this information is helpful for decision making in the organization. It is helpful for different facts or trying to know the trend analysis is called data warehousing. ठीक है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, बहुत अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट इज गिवन. द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज द रोल बेस्ड एक्सेस control in ERP system. This is a small addition in our chapter number 2. ठीक है, इसमें क्या है, ये वाला totally it's related to a computer system where it is a small type of software where it is having a role based access control. मतलब when that particular control or that particular work is being controlled by one or two employees, then they can only access that particular system. ठीक है, मतलब अगर एक बड़ा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में आपको दिया गया है ये वाला काम, ठीक है, आपको उसमें लाइक यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड भी दिया गया है, मतलब that means you have to only access that control. You have the right as a role, your role is that you have the access to control that particular process. ठीक है, and this is a very very beautiful concept which has been added in ERP system. In this what happens, they make sure that the employees work properly and it helps in preventing the accessing information that does not pertain to them. ठीक है, and it is very much useful in most enterprises and it can be very nicely implemented happily. Okay, so what are these are the two different you have this data warehouse and the other one is role based access control in ERP system. ये वाला concept आ सकता है आपको, like you know mostly they can ask you a 2 marks question. ठीक है, तो properly आप पढ़ लेना, easy concept है. ठीक है, next concept is the mandatory access control एंड डिस्क्रिशनरी एक्सेस कंट्रोल. ठीक है, ये दो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स है, पार्ट्स हैं हमारे चैप्टर नंबर 2 में. वो क्या है? In short I'll tell you, mandatory access control means it is being defined by the system administrator. ठीक है, मतलब ये जो भी कंट्रोल करता है ये वाला बहुत ही सिक्योर्ड होता है और it is like very important and it is very much secured and very much protected. Okay, you will not have any issues in it. Discretionary control system involves physical and digital measures and it is less restrictive. Okay, so थोड़ा little bit less restrictive than a mandatory access control. ठीक है, तो so I hope you have got a clarity on it. ठीक है, Then you have another point important is what are the different components of RBAC. Okay, the RBAC means, which we read now, role based access control, right? So the role based access control components, the components of role based access control are like, role permission or user role or role relationship, okay, which make it simple and perform user assignments. The RBAC can be used to facilitate administration of security in a large organization. I said, it is very much helpful when you have big organizations, and in the big organizations, what happens to make sure that particular work or the department or the administration should be properly secured, or the security should be maintained properly. This particular RBAC is most helpful, right? So this and one more thing, this is mostly beneficial, or it is given to the role of junior accountants in the accounting department, because they check whether the accounting system is done properly, whether the debit is done properly or the credit is done, journal entries, ledger. So it's very important for them. Okay, so and also it is very much important for a human resource executive person to make sure they get a proper calculation of the salaries and monthly reports. ठीक है, तो चैप्टर 2 में हमारा डेटा वेयर हाउस, रोल बेस्ड एक्सेस कंट्रोल, ठीक है, एंड MAC and DAC. They can ask you a shortcut also, like in MCQ, what is the full form of MAC or what is the full form of DAC. So don't forget, make sure you have a proper note of it. Okay, so if anyone is interested in knowing any particular amendment topic, chapter wise, any particular topic, you want to read it very deeply or properly, then you can just give us in the comment box and we'll get back to you. And please, I hope you are liking the sessions. Please like and subscribe our channel, and make sure you get our videos every Wednesday, and stay safe, stay calm. Signing off. We'll get back to you next Wednesday with one more video. Bye bye. Take care.